Have you ever looked at a company that's just crushing it and wondered, how do they do that? What separates the ones that just get by from the ones that completely dominate? Well, it's not some kind of magic, it's strategy. Today, we're going to crack open the strategist playbook and see exactly how businesses operate, compete, and ultimately how they win. So, really, what is the secret? I mean, if you think of the business world as this giant competitive arena, what actually makes a champion? Is it just having the best product, the smartest team, the flashiest ads? The truth is, it's kind of all of that, but none of it works without a brilliant plan holding it all together. All right, let's get into it.
Before we can even begin to talk about winning plays and secret weapons, we have to understand the players on the field. We've got to start with the absolute fundamental blueprint of any business, whether it's a huge corporation or a tiny startup. What even is an organization when you boil it all down?
And you know what? At its core, it's really this simple. An organization is just a bunch of people who've pooled together some resources, we're talking money, equipment, know-how, all to achieve a specific goal. That's it. This is the universal blueprint for everything, from a hospital that's trying to save lives to a tech company trying to build the next big app.
And this little diagram here, it shows you the flow perfectly. Every single organization on the planet takes in inputs, things like raw materials, money, and of course, people. Then it puts them through some kind of transformation process. And what comes out the other side are the outputs, the valuable products and services that we all want and need. It's a constant flow of creating value.
Now that transformation in the middle, that's not just random chaos. It's handled by a specialized team, a set of core departments all working together. You can think of these as the essential positions you need on any winning team.
So how many core positions are we talking about? Well, in most businesses, it really boils down to this one magic number, 5. And here's the starting lineup. You've got accounting. They're the scorekeepers, tracking where every penny comes from and where it goes. You've got marketing. They're the storytellers, getting the word out. Human resources, they're the team builders, finding and supporting the talent. Production, these are the makers, the ones who actually create the thing. And finally, research, the innovators, always looking for what's next. Every single one is absolutely essential.
So let's make this real. Imagine a company. We'll call it Healthwise Group. Their accountants are tracking the sales of every single soccer ball. The marketing team is running ads for their new yoga mats. HR is out there hiring the best designers. Production is actually making the equipment. And the research department? They're in the lab testing new materials to make next year's gear even better. See? It's a perfectly synced team.
But here's the thing, in our modern world, that team needs a force multiplier. Today's winning teams have a super tool that makes everything they do faster, smarter, and better. And that tool is Information Systems, or IS. It's like the digital nervous system of the company, connecting everyone and everything to give them a serious competitive edge.
But like any really powerful tool, IS is a double-edged sword. On one hand, the advantages are just massive. You get incredible efficiency, way smarter decisions because you have the data, and better teamwork. But the flip side is just as real. It costs a lot to set up, you've got constant security risks, you become super dependent on the tech, and, well, people don't always like change. So using this tool well is a huge strategic decision with some serious trade-offs.
Okay, quick recap. We've got our blueprint, we've got our core team, and we've got their high-tech super tool. Now it is time to step into the arena. And the very first play in any strategist's book is to size up the competition. For that, we turn to a classic framework that helps map out the entire playing field.
And it's called Porter's 5 Forces. The best way to think about this is like the ultimate scouting report. It's a tool that helps you understand all the pressures and all the power dynamics in your specific industry so you know exactly what you're up against.
And here are the 5 forces. You've got the rivalry with your direct competitors. That's the obvious one. But then you have the power of your suppliers and your customers, who can both squeeze your profits. And finally, you have threats from the outside. New entrants who could just jump into your market and substitute products that could make what you sell totally irrelevant. The key is understanding how all 5 of these interact.
And here is the absolute genius of this, straight from the creator, Michael Porter. The goal is not just to understand these forces and react to them. A great strategy actually seeks to change these forces. It's about playing offense, not just defense, to reshape the industry in a way that benefits your company.
If you want to see a masterclass in this, look at Hermes. They've basically built a fortress. The threat of new companies entering? Almost zero. You can't just create that kind of brand prestige overnight.
The power of customers? Nope. With their insane demand and scarcity, Hermes sets the terms. The threat of a substitute? Low. People want an Hermes bag, not just any bag. They have brilliantly managed every single one of these forces to their advantage.
So you've analyzed the competition, you understand the entire battlefield. The final step is to look inward. You have to find your unique advantage, your own secret weapon. This is where you actually design your winning play. For this, we use another one of Porter's brilliant tools, the value chain. It's essentially a way to put your own company under a microscope. You break down every single thing you do into a series of activities to pinpoint exactly where you're creating the most value for your customers, because that's where your advantage lies.
So first up, you have the primary activities. This is the hands-on stuff, the core steps that physically create and deliver your product. It's everything from getting the raw materials in the door to making the product, shipping it out, telling people about it, and then supporting it after the sale. This is the main assembly line where value gets built.
But of course, that assembly line can't run by itself. It's enabled by the support activities. Think of these as the crew working behind the scenes. They're handling purchasing, developing new tech, hiring great people, and managing the company's finances and planning. They are the unsung heroes that make all the primary stuff possible.
Let's look at how this all comes together for a company like Zara. Their secret weapon is pure speed, and they've perfected it all along their value chain. Their design and development is lightning fast. Their manufacturing is incredibly agile. Their distribution is world-class. Every single link in their chain is optimized for one thing and one thing only: getting a new style from the design table to the store faster than anyone else. That's their winning play.
And all of this brings us to the final and most important question. We've gone from the basic blueprint of a business to the competitive battlefield. We've seen the playbook. So now think about your own world, your company, your department, maybe even a personal project. Looking at your own value chain, where do you create the most value? What is your secret weapon? Because finding that and then pouring all your energy into it, that is the real secret to winning.